got that scary, like anxious, heart beating fast feeling that you get when you're watching a scary movie. That just reminded me of like, this is what people do when they start going to therapy, right?
Ooh, okay. So I think I'm gonna get this one. So I think I'm gonna get this one. Accidental pinup. First of all, look at this cover. I love the cover. But it is about a black woman and written by a black woman, and the main character is plus size. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get this.
currently reading stack um, for the first week of October. There was one point I was reading this book and I got that scary, like anxious, heart beating fast feeling that you get when you're watching a scary movie. Yeah, so I would say this is pretty well written because you're getting that like every couple of pages, and it's so good that you forget that you're really in a thriller book. It starts to feel like romance. So Alyssa Cole is pretty good at that. Basically, it is about the main character is female. She's Brooklyn raised, and her neighborhood is getting gentrified, and she obviously is not a big fan of that. And there's like some type of sinister being or feeling over the neighborhood now because all of her, all the familiar faces are disappearing, and she doesn't like that. So she teams up with one of the new neighbors who happens to be a white guy, and they are uncovering some pretty sinister shit. Um, I'm on page I'm on page 126 right now, and actually, I don't think that's true. Let me double check that because I was reading it. Like I'll read it the physical copy, and then sometimes I'll read the um the Kindle version. But I know last night I had made like a comment on one of the things, so let me find it so I can tell y'all. So the male main character, I don't really want to give spoilers. So the male main character is going through something with his life partner or whatever, and this is what she says. Thanks for the last few years. They were good, mostly, but they're over now, and I'm doing what's best for me. My therapist told me that I'll be much happier once my living situation is free of toxic people. So there's no reason to put it off any longer. And when I read this and she said, "Oh, my therapist told me that just reminded me of like, this is what people do when they start going to therapy, right? They go in there and they start lying, pretty much. They lie to their therapist because they want to keep up this whole game that everything is everybody else's fault. So they go in there, they telling lies, and the therapist is giving advice based on those lies. And of course, if you're painting yourself out to be the good guy all the time, then somebody would deem the other people in your life as toxic. So this happens a lot when people start going to therapy and then they use it, like they weaponize it and use it against you. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting um, way to like show how like the breakdown of this particular relationship and just something that I thought about because girl, like people be thinking they so much better for going to therapy. I mean, it's good. Everybody should go, but like, are you better? Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the middle of this. It's getting really good. I'm probably gonna finish this within the next few days. Um, then I got this book called Hotel Magnifique from the bookstore yesterday, and it seems pretty interesting. On the back, it says, "All her life, Janie has dreamed of being elsewhere. Haven't we all?" So, just barely scraping by with her job at the tannery, she's resigned to a dreary life in the port town of Dura, caring for her young sister Zosa. That is, until the Hotel Magnifique comes to town. The hotel is legendary not only for its whimsical enchantments, but also for its ability to travel, appearing in different destinations every morning. I thought that was pretty like good, something I would be interested in because it's giving a little bit of like modern Harry Potter, like 2023 Harry Potter. I don't know. That's just what it made me think of. And then as it goes on to say, like, Jenny quickly discovers that the contracts at this hotel that she wants to work at um, are unbreakable, and that beneath all the marvelous glamour, the hotel is hiding dangerous secrets. So I love Inspector Gadget shit. Um, and it seems like that's what this is gonna be on. Love it. We keeping up with the theme with the inspector uncovering sinister shit. And then also in the middle of this book, The Mermaid of Black Conch by Monique Graffi. This is actually an advanced reader copy that I got at Open Books in Chicago. I think I paid like $1 for it. And I really just like this book because one, I love mermaids. I think they're so fascinating. And then two, I like that this book is like written in a Haitian accent. I love that. Like, I love that I'm getting like a little bit of culture as I'm reading this, and they use like cultural terms like mommy water and stuff like that. But basically, this book is just about a um, poor fisherman that lives a regular like quiet life, and he goes out on his boat every day and he sings a song to the water. That's just his thing. That's where he loves to be. Well, one day his song attracts a mermaid. And from what I know about mermaids, they've always been like very beautiful with long, beautiful hair, very much like the siren um, explanation of mermaids. This one is a little different. Like, it describes a mermaid as something like that's great and beautiful, but at the same time very scary. Like, not something you want to be friendly with. So this guy, lures the mermaid in with his song, which is interesting, considering what sirens do. But then, he gets her exposed to the townspeople. They catch her, and then um, he has like recaptured her to try to get her back into the sea, and he's hiding her in his tub. That's where I am on this right now. Um, and I like it. It's good writing. It's captivating. Um, it gets a little graphic though, because it talks about like how when the townspeople caught the mermaid, they were like um, peeing on her and putting out cigarettes on her scales and stuff like that. And I think that makes it more interesting because, like I said, I'm always used to mermaid stories being about like, like the whimsical fairy tale part of it, how beautiful they are, and the beautiful song, and how they long to be human and stuff like that. So yeah, very excited to finish reading this as well. And that is how reading is going currently this week of October, and I'll keep y'all updated. By the time we get to the wrap up, I should have at least 5 books, at least, because I got 3 right here. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and I'll keep you guys updated with my thoughts about the books as I read them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.